Today we're talking about the letter to the Hebrews, chapter 11, verse 6, which reads, "Without faith it's impossible to please God, for those who come to worship God must believe that he really does exist and that he rewards those who seek him." This I find a fascinating verse because normally in the Bible it just assumes that God is real, that he in that sense exists. This is one of the very few places where it even raises the question, supposing that isn't the case. And I suspect that that may be because the letter to the Hebrews is aware that there are some people out there in the wider community who are taking, say, the philosophy of somebody like Epicurus, for whom the gods are so far away that they might as well not exist, or maybe like the fool in Psalm 14, who says in his heart, there is no God. And Hebrews is saying, watch out, if you're going to worship God, you can't just come and trundle into some community and say some prayers without actually believing that it makes sense. No, you have to trust that God is there, that he's real. And you have to see everything in the light of the fact that he is the creator. He is the promise keeper. He is the one who's going to do what he's going to do. And we have to be incorporated into his purposes. This then is the heart of worship, actually trusting God, not just vaguely relating to him. And, says the letter, that he rewards those who seek him. And some people get very worried about that. Do you mean I'm earning something? Do you mean I'm paying my way into God's good books? No, it's not like that at all. It's like within a family. If a child pays no attention to the parent, then even if the parent does happen to give them a nice gift at Christmas or whatever, it doesn't seem to mean what it ought to mean. It ought to be part of a glad, free, open relationship. It's not a contract. It's about the fulfillment of the promise of a human life, that somebody who comes to worship God will find that God will actually lavish his love and generosity upon them. So that in fact, as the writer says, we can actually please God. Again, some modern Christians are very worried about that, as though this is a relationship of forcing God's hand by doing good things which put God in my debt. No, it's not like that at all. Again, it's like a parent or a grandparent who just takes delight in the fact that the child actually is expressing their love, their creativity, their own joy. So, this is the recipe for pleasing God, that we should believe that he exists and that he does reward those who seek him. Oh, come, let us worship.